Oh, no, the notifications didn't go out. Okay, well, let's give it a second and then we're going to get this party started. Welcome, everybody, as you come into the room. How you guys doing? Oh, boy. What's up, Reese's Pieces? How you doing, babes? Hey, Brandon. What's up? How you guys doing? What was I doing? Oh. Hey, y'all. Again, I don't know. The notification didn't go out, but it's all good. We're gonna get started in a minute. We're gonna make it do what it do. We're gonna get started in a minute. Thank you. All right. Like I said, I don't know. I know. Listen, I'm going to tell you what happened. So normally when I set up the lives, I don't pay attention to AM and PM because normally it's already PM when I'm setting the live up. But last night I set the live up at midnight, like it was after midnight, so it was AM. So I didn't even pay attention to the PM. Child, I was getting text messages this morning. People were like, "Girl, you know you supposed to be live, right?" I was like, "What?" So I had to hurry up. I ran downstairs to change it to PM. So I'm sorry if that threw anybody off. Honey. I'm sorry. Listen, I promise you. I ain't saying I'll never go live at 7 o'clock in the morning, but it'll probably won't be no scheduled official live. It'll be me rolling over because I can't sleep or something. I've done that before where I couldn't sleep or whatever, but girl, no. Mm-mm. What's up, y'all? I don't know why the notification didn't go out. I purposely didn't go on StreamYard because sometimes on StreamYard, if you don't give a lot of notification, if you don't get, it doesn't go out. But either way, child, we here, we're gonna make it happen. Oh, so you did get a notification, Quintessential? Okay. Well, some of y'all did, some of y'all didn't. But we're gonna make it do what it do. Welcome. Good afternoon to everybody. Right, listen, y'all, let me tell y'all what I did. I sent Quintessential my perfume, y'all. So what had happened was I had ordered, on our members only lives. So y'all got to get with the members only lives. With the members only lives, you get I do a free raffle. And whoever name I pull out the raffle, they eligible for a free gift. And so I sent Quintessential her free gift. It was a little late, but I sent it to her. And so the last time I ordered something from Avon, it was her address. So I ordered me something from Avon and I got the notification telling me that my order had shipped. And I was like, it normally don't take Avon this long. Where my order at? Why don't have my order yet? Y'all, Quintessential got my daggone perfume, child. Hey, what's up, Carly? How you doing, boo? When I got the package, I told the guy I don't remember ordering this. Because you didn't. But it's all good. You know, you one of my faithfuls, so it ain't no thing. You use it, you've ordered from me multiple times, my Avon multiple times, child. So, girl, you know it ain't no thing. I just gotta order it again for myself, honey, because I still want it. But you said it smelled good, so that makes me, that's good. That's good. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and jump into this. People will get the notifications. As they get the notifications, they're going to be mad, but you're going to have to just catch the replay, gang. You have to be part of the replay gang. Ooh, hold on a minute, y'all. Hold on real quick. I just remember something real quick. Hold on, y'all. Let me do something real quick here. What in the world? Here we go. Okay. All right, here we go. All right. So let's go back to the beginning. Well, here's how it started. Heard you on the radio. No, sorry, my bad. Had a moment. So let's go all the way back to Sunday, okay? Because all of this started on Sunday. Piers Morgan on Monday. Piers Morgan tweeted out. Well, we know how Piers Morgan. It wasn't so much he tweeted out. What's up, El Teddy? Piers Morgan said what he said, however he felt about the whole Meghan Markle interview and everything that went down with that, right? And we know that his comments were what they were, okay? His comments were what they were. I ain't about to sit here and go over that and rehash all of that. But with that being said, his friend Sharon Osborne tweeted out, I'm gonna read y'all her tweet so that y'all won't say that I'm misquoting. This is her tweet. What's up? We're early today because I'm trying to get this live in before I go live at 7:00 because I'm doing a special live panel tonight about RuPaul Drag Race. I'm sorry for my people who are used to my regular routine because I am pretty routine. Okay. So her tweet stated, at Piers Morgan, I'm with you. I stand by you. People forget that you are paid for your opinion and that you're just speaking your truth. Well, let's be clear. She got a whole lot of backlash for that tweet, myself included. I lit her ass up on Twitter, my damn self. So I can only imagine some of the other tweets that she was getting. Okay. No, I know you're not DC. You my girl, boo. Even though you be coming for my astrological sign. So here's the problem with let's start with the original tweet and work our way up. Here's the problem with the original tweet. There's nothing wrong with tweeting that you support your friend. Nothing at all. Just be prepared for the backlash that comes with it. Like, you can say whatever you want to say to support your friend. He's your friend. If you say that you stand with him, stand with him. People forget you get paid for your opinion and that you're speaking your Y-O-U-R truth, right? No problem with that. Speak your truth. But as we say here all the time, and Ebby says it all the time, freedom of speech does not mean freedom of consequence. You can say whatever the hell you want to say, sir. But if people feel that your comments hit them in their spirit that they are racist, then yes, they are going to call you a racist. That's just where we live. That's the world we live in. And by you coming out here defending your friend, then yes, by proxy, people going to probably say it about you too. Now, I don't know you like that. I can't say whether you're right or you're wrong, okay? And to be honest with you, Sharon Osborne, I really didn't have no beef with you until now. Here's where my beef with Sharon Osborne starts. Because the tweet didn't even it pissed me off because, like I told y'all, I already told y'all my 2 cents on the beef. That I tweeted her and I, told her how I felt about her little tweet, okay? Here's my problem. My problem is that you then went on to your TV show, The Talk, and I mean your TV show, The Talk. We're going to get to Miss Sharon Osborne and how she controls The Talk, okay? And you wanted to have a conversation about why you're not racist. And no, let me rewind. You didn't want to have a conversation about why you're not racist. You wanted to tell everybody that you're not racist. And everybody's supposed to just agree and go along with it, and it's supposed to be okay. Here's where my issue with Sharon Osborne starts. Hold on, y'all. I had this queued up. Hold on. Let me get back to I had it queued up so I would start at the right place. Now, I never really liked to talk because y'all know how I feel about The View. Y'all know that's my show. I ain't really like to talk. Oh, Karen, I'm going to get to Miss Holly Robinson Pete because let me tell you something. If y'all think I'm a stand for Whoopi Goldberg, I'm not as big of a stand for Holly Robinson Pete, but baby, I love me some Holly Robinson Pete. And I remember, we're going to get to that though, Karen. We are going to get to that, baby. But I want to play this for y'all. We're going to go piece by piece on what I got a problem with Miss Sharon Osborne.
What's it got to do with me? I'm racist. I feel even like I'm about to be put in the electric chair because I have a friend who many people think is a racist, so that makes me a racist. And for
First of all, no, ain't nobody about to put you in no damn electric chair because you got a friend that's racist. The problem that people have is that you felt the need to come out here and defend that friend and didn't expect to get no backlash for defending that friend. That's first of all. Don't play victim now, but we're not done.
Me, at 68 years of age, to have to turn around and say, I ain't racist.
Bitch, let me tell you something. You immediately went into Black Speak. You immediately went into Black Speak. I ain't racist. What was that about? That whole British accent was gone. When you talk about I ain't racist, I felt like you were trying to mimic what you think Black people sound like. You were trying to mimic what you think Black Speak is. I ain't racist. That pissed me off. That's where you started. But we ain't done. Hold on, I'm gonna play that one more time.
What's it got to do racist, so that makes me a racist. And for me, at 68 years of age, to have to turn around and say, I ain't racist. What's it?
I know y'all heard what I heard. All right, I'm gonna keep going.
What to do with me? Okay, how can I be racist about anybody? How can I be racist about anybody or anything in my life? How can I? Well, what?
That's where you really pissed. See, I was on level 2 with the I ain't racist, but that's where I went to a level 7 because when Cheryl Underwood, the only Black woman there, now I think there's some other people of color, but the only Black woman there proceeded to try to tell you, then you cut her off. And not only did you cut her off, you cut her off with an attitude like, well, tell me then. Well, bitch, if you shut up, maybe I can tell you.
We will be right back. We have more topics, so don't go away.
I'm going to play that again.
Or anything in my life. How can I?
Well,
what?
We will be right back.
What?
We have more.
And y'all, I'm playing y'all the audio, but if y'all didn't see it, oh no, cats, because we're going to get to level 20 before it's over with. Oh no, we're going to get to level 20. She revved the back of her seat, crossed her legs and crossed her arms and said, well, what?
So don't go away.
And I think we should stop this. I will ask you again, Cheryl. Yes. I've been asking you during the break. I'm asking you again.
And again, she's talking to this grown-ass woman like she's a child. She's talking to Cheryl Underwood like she is a child. Cheryl Underwood is good and grown. Good and grown. Good and grown. And you were talking to this woman like she is 5 years old, talking about something. I'm going to ask you again. I've been asking you throughout the break. Bitch, what? Who the fuck?
And don't try and cry, because if anyone should be...
Now that's where I went to DEFCON level 20. Bitch, what? You don't get to tell me when I can and cannot cry. You don't get to tell me when I can and cannot get emotional, especially since I feel like Sharon Underwood's tears were, I really want to whoop this white bitch ass on stage in front of all these cameras right now. But I know that 1, I'm going to lose my job. 2, I'm going to go to jail. And 3, everybody going to be on her side because then I'm going to become the angry black woman. I really don't feel like Sharon Underwood was getting ready to cry because she was really that emotional about the situation. I really feel like she was getting ready to cry because she was like, I really want to whoop this bitch ass right now and I can't. I really feel like that's where the tears was coming from, okay? But you going to tell her that she don't get to fucking cry?
Crying, it should be me. This is this.
And if anybody should be able to cry, it should be me. Bitch, why? Why do you get to cry? Why are you the person on stage that gets to cry? Why are you so important and so special that you get to cry? Please explain that to me. Please tell me. How, Sway, do you get to be the one to cry? Bitch, what? You started this by sending a tweet that ain't nobody fucking asked you for. Nobody asked you for your opinion about Piers Morgan, who, let's be clear, since you want to go back to how is he racist, let's be clear. First and foremost, you, him, any white person never, ever, ever, ever gets to tell a black person when they have been discriminated against because of their race. You don't ever get to tell them that. And so for Piers Morgan to say that Meghan Markle never experienced racism and that she has to prove it to him, who the fuck are you? Second of all, Piers Morgan is a Trump supporter. I'm done. Drop mic. And I have said for the last 5 years, not 4, because I saw Trump coming and I tried to tell y'all when he was on that train headed to the White House, but ain't nobody want to listen to me. Anybody who is a Trump supporter is either A, racist, or B, okay with racism. There's only 2 options there. So if you are defending a racist, you are either A, racist, or you are okay with racism. That's it. That's all. That's over. That's it. If you decide to go out here and be friends with Charlie Manson, either A, you are psychotic, or B, you're okay with someone that's psychotic, because Charles Manson is crazy as fuck. You don't get to say, oh, I don't think Charles Manson's psychotic. Well, then that means you psychotic as hell too. If you can't look at that man and know he crazy, I'm sorry. So Piers Morgan has been defending Donald Trump for the last 4 years and defending everything he has done and said that we're just a bunch of whiny Americans and he's done so much for us and we need to stand behind him and support him. This is what he's been tweeting for the last 4 years. I'm on Twitter. I follow the Joe Scarboroughs of the world. I follow political tweets. He's always in my Twitter feed because he gets mixed up in the political tweets. And he's been tweeting for the last 4 years about how great Donald Trump is for this country and how we don't appreciate him and we need to defend him and stand behind him. He did not turn on Donald Trump, and he still ain't turned on him until the whole insurrection happened. Now all of a sudden, oh, that's too far. Bitch, whatever. You've been defending him for the last 4 years. You might as well go down that rabbit hole with him.
Situation. You tell me where you have heard him say, educate me. Tell me when you have heard him say racist things. Educate me. Tell me.
Now, let me say this. Y'all have heard me say earlier this week, as a matter of fact, I think it was earlier this week or last week, y'all have heard me say that I do feel like I'm saying we as in black people, have, I'm not going to say an obligation because that's not the word I want to use. I do think that we should be open to educating people on their ignorance. I do. Because how can you expect somebody to know better and learn if you don't tell them and if they've never experienced it? Some things are blatant. I mean, clearly, yes, some things are blatant. But it's the microaggression that a lot of people don't know. It's the microaggression. And especially if you were raised a certain way and you were brought up a certain way, it's that microaggression that you don't always know. And a lot of it is, we call it white privilege. A lot of it, we call it white privilege. But white privilege really is just a nice way of saying racist microaggressions. And so if you were raised a certain way and you had this white privilege like a Sharon, let's be clear, Sharon Osborne came from money. She wasn't one of these, oh, I was born poor, had to pull myself up by the bootstraps. No, Sharon Osborne was born with money. She was raised with money. She became richer as she got older. And she's never had to deal with people she ain't want to deal with. She just hasn't. And so she absolutely has white privilege and microaggression. But let's be clear. You don't get to ask me in that tone of voice. You don't get to ask me in that, with that attitude to educate you, because you're not really trying to listen and you're not really trying to learn and you ain't really trying to hear nothing I got to say. That is some bullshit. I'm not ignoring y'all in the chat. I just got to get it all out, and I'm not ignoring nobody. I ain't ignoring nobody. And I see that, El Teddy, and that's what I'm saying. The way she's coming at it, hell no. No, absolutely not. The way she's coming at it, hell no. But I have been in classrooms of higher learning, and I've been in environments where there are some valuable conversations that have been had amongst Black and whites, and we were able to exchange ideas. And I do think, that's my opinion. Y'all don't have to agree with it, but that's my opinion. I do feel like because how do we expect people to know if we don't tell them? That's just like being in a relationship. You're getting to know them and they're getting to know you. How do you know that? How do I know that, oh, well, when I leave my towel folded on the bed instead of hanging it up, that irritates you, if we don't have a conversation about it and I don't know? So to say to somebody, you know what racism is, you know what it is, that's not always true. It's just not. That's my opinion. It's not always true. But I feel like in that tone, fuck you. You ain't. But we're going to finish.
It is not the exact words of racism. It's the implication and the reaction to it. To not want to address that because she is a Black woman and to try to dismiss it or to make it seem less than what it is. That's what makes it racist. But right now, I'm talking to a woman who I believe is my friend. And I don't want anybody here to watch this and say that we're attacking you for being racist. And for that, if I articulated
I think it's
anything,
too late. I think that seed's already sown.
But that is why I'm saying for me. I'm saying for me. I thought I was asking a question about the perception for other people. That's why I prefaced it with, I've never heard you utter anything racist, but I have felt that Piers was racist in his stance against Meghan Markle. And the last time he was on this show, I said as much. I said it.
And so it sounds like when Piers Morgan was on the show, which I ain't going through all the research and go back and find it because I don't watch the talk. And part of the reason why I don't watch the talk is because of Sharon Osborne. We'll get to that in a minute. But it sounds as though when Piers Morgan was on the show, he rubbed Sharon Underwood the wrong way when he was on the show before. So
when he was on this show.
And what was his answer to you?
He didn't feel that it was racist. He didn't feel that the racial statements that he was making were racist. But I was talking to him.
Okay, answer me this one. Okay.
See again, your tone. No. Answer me this, girl. You gone? All right. Well, let me know when you text me when you get there.
I don't understand. If he doesn't like someone, and I think this is for everybody who is born white, if Piers doesn't like someone and they happen to be black, does that make him a racist?
No.
That's a no.
No.
Right.
Right. It doesn't make him
So
racist.
why can't it be he just doesn't like her? Why does it have to be
Because
racist?
of the comments that
It's
he
almost
makes.
like, I'm sorry, Cheryl.
No, you go
it's
ahead.
almost like yesterday when you were talking, Mrs. O, it sounded like he was really upset about, what you were saying is a royalist. Like, he is just so, like, deep into
he is.
honoring the crown and honoring, and do I agree with what he said? No.
I
Thank
never
you.
took a
No.
straight
I think he should have walked off set. No. Do I think he should have sat there and listened to his other co-hosts like we're doing right now and having a conversation and learning from each other? I think that's what corrective evolution is about.
Now, let's be clear. And that's just a clip. I don't watch the show. So I just saw the clip just like you all saw the clip. I don't know what happened after that and all that good stuff. But let me say this again, and this goes back to other conversations we've had about race on my channel. You not liking somebody from a different race does not make you racist. If you really truly just don't like somebody, you just don't like somebody. It's the comments that he made about her that makes him racist. That makes him sexist. That makes him a misogynist. That's the problem. And that's what people need to understand the difference. Yes, you can dislike anybody for whatever. I mean, you can dislike somebody because the day you met them, they had on a red shirt and red makes your eyes hurt and you don't like them because they wear red. That's your reason. And that doesn't make you racist if that person just happens to be black. You have absolutely that opinion. The problem are the comments that he has made to justify his issues and problems with Meghan Markle. That is the problem. Now, with that being said, like El Teddy just said, we already know that CBS has a history. Moves, whatever, had to resign last year. And there's a history of him being misogynistic as well as racist. And let me read y'all one, and this is just one quote. For those of y'all who don't know or don't remember, the first season of The Talk, it was Sharon Osborne, Sarah Gilbert, Holly Robinson Pete, and my girl from King of Queens and the Scientologist. Oh gosh, I can't think of her name, but y'all know who I'm talking about. The lady that did the whole thing on Scientology, right? They were on the show for the first season. At the end of the first season, in very nasty fashion, Leah Remini, thank you. In very nasty fashion, Holly Robinson Pete was fired, and so was Leah Remini. Now, Leah Remini feels like she was fired because of the whole Scientology thing. That might be true. I don't know. But Holly Robinson Pete was treated very badly. The way they fired her was very disrespectful. I don't remember all of the details now, but I know it was something along the lines of they wouldn't even let her come out of her dressing room. And once they fired her, they wouldn't let her come back on set. It was very nasty. I remember she went to Twitter about it. I remember her and Leah Remini went to Twitter. You could probably Google it and find it. I don't remember all the specifics. But let me read y'all what Holly Robinson Pete said down to her Twitter. I'm old enough to remember when Sharon complained that I was too ghetto for The Talk. Then I was fired. Well, she says then I was gone. I bring this up now because I was mortified watching the disrespectful, condescending tone she took with her co-host, who remained calm and respectful because she had to. Now, y'all can go to Holly Robinson Pete's Instagram. She speaks more on it. You guys want to go read that. But she did say that. I give Sharon Underwood respect for holding herself and understanding in that moment that, and here's where the microaggression lives. Here's where the microaggression lives. It was okay for Sharon Osborne to throw a whole fucking hissy fit on that stage and be disrespectful to everybody. Because y'all couldn't see it from what I played y'all. Y'all couldn't see it. But even in the clip, she was nasty to her other co-host as well. It's just that Cheryl Underwood got most of the venom of it. But giving shots out to Cheryl Underwood, who in that moment understood, I can't do what she doing. Because y'all know, like I know, has Cheryl Underwood cussed her out like she needed to be cussed out, that's what people would be talking about today. Nobody would be talking about Sharon Osborne and what she did and said. All people would be talking about was how ghetto, aggressive, and all those other words that they like to use to describe us. All of that. That's all they would be talking about right now. Now, we would still be talking about the issue, but y'all know what the headline would be come next week. Well, not even come next week, come the next day. We know what it would have been. So for as much as I wish she would have cussed that bitch out, I understand and I respect the hell out of her for being able to hold her cool. I do. You know, you have the Sharon Osborne on the talk. You got Meghan McCain on The View, who get to be bullies, who get to say whatever they want to say as rudely as they want to say it. And the minute somebody bites back, then all of a sudden they're a victim. I've seen Meghan McCain do it ridiculously. I've seen her do it so many times where she's just as nasty as she wants to be, and she goes back and forth with oh shoot. Not Whoopi, not Sunny. The one who's been on there the longest. Oh gosh, why can't y'all know with names? I can see faces, but names. Joy. Her and Joy go back and forth all day, right? But the minute Sunny snaps at her, the minute Whoopi snaps at her, then all of a sudden, she just gets indignant. And I'm sitting there like, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, I knew this was going to be a problem. I didn't know it was going to be like this, but I knew this was going to be a problem when she sent that tweet out. Because I saw that tweet, baby. And when she sent that tweet out, I knew it was going to be a problem. Now, y'all know what happened, right? Y'all know what happened. Y'all know what happened. She dried her white woman tears. And let me read y'all her apology. After some reflection, after sitting with your comments and sitting with my heart, I would like to address the discussion on the talk this past Wednesday. I have always embraced with so much love and respect. I've always been embraced with so much love and respect from the Black community. Now, let me say this. Let's be clear. Let's be clear. And I know this is going to sound ignorant when I say it. So I know how this is going to sound ignorant when I say this is going to sound ignorant. What Black community, ma'am? What Black community, ma'am? And the reason why I say what Black community, ma'am, is because your husband is a rock star. It's a small percentage of us that's listening to Black Sabbath. Like, hell, it won't even us watching the Osbournes on MTV. What Black community you been embraced by, ma'am? I mean, I just want to know. And I know that's an ignorant question. It's okay. I eat it that's an ignorant question. But what Black community, ma'am? Who been embracing you? I just want to know. Okay, let me go back to this. Okay. And I have deep respect and love for the Black community. To anyone of color that I offended and or to anyone that feels confused or let down by what I said, I am truly sorry. I panicked What did you panic about? Nobody was chasing you down a flight of stairs. What panicked you, ma'am? What panicked you? Nobody came for you. Nobody was looking for you. Nobody called for you. What were you panicked about? I felt blindsided. I got defensive and I allowed my fear and horror of being accused of being racist take over. Blindsided about what, ma'am? Like, you had to know that defending Piers Morgan was going to be problematic. Like, you had to know that. You had to know that. What? Who blindsided you? She asked you a question. She was actually giving you an opportunity to defend yourself and explain what you had to say. Who blindsided you, ma'am? There are very few things that hurt my heart more than racism. Really? Are there really very few things that hurt your heart more than racism? Really? How many times have you dealt with it in your lifetime? Been discriminated against for being a white woman, rich white woman? That happened to you? Ever got followed around, Harrods while you were shopping in London? Ever been told you couldn't afford something because you were in the wrong store? Was that you? Did that ever happen to you, ma'am? You ever got pulled over in your Lamborghini because you were driving in the wrong neighborhood too late at night, too early in the morning? Was that you? Oh, okay. Okay. That spun me fast. Whatever. I'm not perfect. We know. I'm still learning like the rest of us. But when you asked her to teach you, you didn't want to hear it. Okay. And we'll continue to learn, listen, and do better. Megan's sister is black by adoption. Please hear me when I say I do not condone racism, misogyny, or bullying. Yes, you do, because your best friend is Piers Morgan and he does all of the above. So you do. You clearly do. I should have been more specific about that in my tweet. I will always support freedom of speech, but now I see how I unintentionally didn't make that clear distinction. I hope. So now are you saying that you feel like your friend is a bully, a misogynist, and a racist? Is that what you're saying? I see how I unintentionally didn't make that clear, whatever. I hope we can collectively continue to learn from each other. I don't have nothing to learn from you, ma'am. What you gonna teach me about racism? What you teaching me, ma'am? The community on this platform means a lot to me. I hope we can all hold each other up with accountability. Again, nobody else needs to be held accountable but you. You are the only one that did some out-of-pocket shit. Nobody else needs to be held accountable but you. See, that's what I'm saying. It's not no apology. During this powerful time of paving the way for so much needed change. Again, you're turning this into a we situation, and it's not a we, it's a you situation. We didn't do nothing. You did. This not we, this you, ma'am. It's not a we, it's not a us, it's a you. Honey. Sharon Osborne, listen, this is what I need, and this is what I need you to know, and I need you to understand. It's a giant fuck you from me. It's a giant fuck you from me. There's nothing that you can say or do other than I was a bitch and I am sorry. That's it. End stop, full stop. That's it. That's it. That's all. Because what you did with defending your friend and what you did to Cheryl Underwood are two different things, and they are not connected. You can defend your friend, but deal with the consequences of defending your friend. Period. End of discussion. There are consequences involved. That's it. That's all. But the way you talked to Cheryl Underwood, the way you disrespected that Black queen, who even in the midst of your attack stayed regal and stood her ground and stayed poised and stayed beautiful in that moment. Even when you finally gave her a moment to speak, she wasn't disrespectful. She wasn't rude to you at all. And I never heard in there you speak that woman's name. You never said to Cheryl Underwood, who I disrespected, I'm sorry. I didn't hear that. And that's what she deserves from you. I don't give a fuck what you said on the talk because I don't watch that show. But the same way that clip went viral, I need her apology to go viral. And what I mean by that is her sitting across from Cheryl Underwood, turning to her and saying in her a sincere voice, whether it's bullshit or not, in a sincere voice, I apologize. I was rude. I was a bully. And I apologize. Until that, you can kiss my ass, Sharon Osborne, and it ain't shit else you can say to me. Not that you saying anything to me at all anyway. But trust and believe everything I just said to y'all, I'm going to send her ass in a tweet. And if it get me blocked, oh, well, I don't give a fuck. I don't talk to you no way. I don't know you don't like you. Sure. Okay, I'm going to start. Well, hello, Anton. How you doing, Anton? How you doing? Sharon Osborne loves to go off and cuss and rant, but won't listen to others. But expects others to bow down to her. Right. Now I'm gonna tell you why I like her. Why I never watched the talk. First of all, I never watched the talk because it's a bootleg spinoff of The View, and I've been watching The View from day one. Y'all know that. I've told y'all that. I watched the very first episode of The View, and even when I couldn't be home to watch The View, I used to put it on VHS tapes because I used to watch all of the soap operas on ABC. The View would come on at 11, then it would be the 12 o'clock news, and then 1 o'clock was All My Children, 2 o'clock was One Life to Live, 3 o'clock was General Hospital. So I taped. So I ain't gonna say I've seen every single episode, but I have been a consistent viewer from day one. So when the talk and the real, these bootleg ass spinoffs, I was like, whatever. Especially the talk. I mean, the talk stole the formula from The View. I mean, almost word for word. You had a panel that was almost exactly like the original panel. You had an old lady, you had a young lady, you had a Black lady. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all had almost the exact same breakdown of The View. It was clearly a knockoff bootleg version. And then a couple of years ago, when the talk won over The View for Daytime Emmy Award, which, let's be clear, The View still kicks all y'all asses because they've won more times than any of y'all put together. Sharon Osborne was throwing shade and making little smart ass comments at The View. I'm like, bitch, how disrespectful. It ain't even that serious. Like, let's be clear, y'all. It ain't that deep. It's a talk show that we all get y'all all getting paid for. It ain't that deep. Sharon didn't even do her own history on the history of Piers. That's the privilege of the situation. She didn't even bother to have her own receipts to counteract what Cheryl was saying. Facts, because there ain't none. Sharon Osborne calling anyone ghetto after she took off rings and just attacked old girl on MTV for getting smart. Child, I can't remember that far back, Jason. I watched the Osbournes, but I can't remember that far back. But I do know this. I was going to say something. I'm going to stop. No, I'm gonna say it. You a piss poor ass mama. Cause the way you was raising them kids on MTV, from what I saw, you was a piss poor mama. So maybe you need to spend more time worrying about that than worrying about Piers Morgan's ass. How about that? Sorry, that wasn't nice, but it was what it was. I like to talk better because they were more funny. I'm just saying that wasn't nice, but it was what it was. So we're not going to talk about Piers Morgan being an all lives matter advocate. I mean, listen, the facts are there. Like, you can go to his Twitter history, and if you want to know why Piers Morgan is a racist, go to his Twitter history. He ain't deleted that shit because he believes it. He don't think he said anything wrong or did anything wrong. So yes, he's all lives matter. I told you he was advocating. He was one of the people speaking up about Colin Kaepernick and kneeling and how patriotic it was and how terrible it was that people would be supporting Colin Kaepernick. Bitch, you're not even from America. You don't get a fucking vote. You don't get to tell nobody what's patriotic and what's not patriotic. Bitch, you don't even live here. You ain't from here. Just like you don't get to tell Meghan Markle that she didn't experience racism. Bitch, you don't know. You ain't black. You don't know what she experienced. Now, you can tell me what you believe and what you don't believe, but what you don't get to tell me is that it didn't happen. That's what you don't get to tell me. Her daughter can't stand her. Ooh, ooh. He misgendered Janet Mock. See, now I'm done. Because now we can start adding a whole nother list. You're transphobic. You're homophobic. We can add a whole nother list to it now. Although, let's be clear, am I shocked? No, I'm not. CBS has no programming that is must-watch TV for me and my black friends. Well, no, I can't say that. For me, now let me say this. Can I live without it? Sure. But I love NCIS, all of them. I like FBI. I like those types of shows. FBI, the FBI shows. But let's be clear. Can I live without it? I sure can. Yeah, Lamont, you late again, boo. Piers needs to stay out of American business. Does he have a wife? He does have a wife. And if I was his wife, I would have a problem with the fact that he seemed to have such an issue with Meghan Markle. If you don't go sit your ass down somewhere. See, you hate the crime dramas. I love the crime dramas. I absolutely love true crime. I listen to true crime podcasts. I like crime dramas. I like I go all the way back to CSI. Like, I love the CSIs. I didn't like Miami, but I liked CSI, the original CSI. But again, can I live without it? I sure can. Yes, Cast Me Out. I love Snapped. I love all of that. What's up, Moya? How you doing? NCIS New Orleans is hot trash. I like it. I mean, again, will I die if I can't watch it again? I mean, no. Remember when Kelly Osborne made the comment about Mexicans clean? Yes, I remember that. See, that happened on The View. That's when Rosie Perez quit. Don't get me started on that. Now, listen, here's what had happened down to The View. Rosie Perez had already said she wasn't coming back. Now, I think she was fired. Well, I think her contract wasn't renewed. So she had already said she wasn't coming back, right? And that's fine, okay? It happens. Things don't, the ensemble doesn't work. But they really didn't like Rosie Perez because Rosie Perez was too radical for their asses, okay? They wasn't ready for that Puerto Rican coming through with, the LGBT rights, the rights for Puerto Rico. They wasn't ready for that accent to come out on them. I don't know if they thought they didn't know what they was getting from Rosie Perez, but that wasn't ready for it. And so she had already said she wasn't coming back. But normally when people aren't coming back, they let them work out their contract. And so what had happened was Kelly Osborne was on The View as a guest host one day, and Kelly Osborne made a comment to the effect, this was after Trump made the comments about this was after he announced he was running for president. He made the comments about the Mexicans being racist or whatever. And Kelly Osborne made the comment about if the Mexicans don't come in, who's gonna clean her toilets? Baby, y'all know Rosie Perez let her have it. Rosie Perez let her have it. Do you hear what I'm telling y'all? And it was a whole big back and forth all day long. And they went to commercial break. What they say that Kelly ran off the set crying. They made Rosie Perez apologize to her on camera. And that was Rosie Perez's last day on The View. Now, what ain't clear is whether she said, fuck y'all, I'm out, deuces, or whether they said, thank you for your services, pick up your check on the way out the door. I don't remember. But baby, I remember when that happened. Mm-hmm. That season on The View is like the dream season of that. It is, because that was the season of that Rosie Perez was on there, and my girl, that's she's got her own show on MSNBC now. She used to work for Bush. They fired her ass too, honey. Yep, they fired both of them, and that was their first year there, and they fired both of them, and that was the year Sonny came on the year after that, I guess, to replace Rosie, because Sonny is Afro Latina, so they brought her on to replace Rosie, I guess, and then that's when Sarah Haynes joined. Right. Mm-hmm. You're right, Brandon. That was sort of like Nicole. I liked Nicole, but they fired Nicole because Nicole didn't know enough pop culture. And Nicole would tell them, like, when they would start talking about the Kardashians and stuff, she'd be like, I don't even know what y'all talking about. And to her credit, she tried. Like, she actually went and started trying to watch some of these shows and started like looking at some of this stuff so that she could be part of the conversation. But then it came off weird because she didn't have any institutional knowledge. I mean, that's like trying to jump in and watching Keeping Up with the Kardashians in season 10. You don't know what the hell, especially if you have no idea. Like, she had no idea who these people were because that's just not her world. She's political. She dealt in politics. That was her world. Like, if you asked her anything political, she was on it. She knew the history of it. She had the background knowledge and all of that. You ask her something dealing with Britney Spears, she was like, yeah, all I got is oops, I did it again. Like, she ain't know nothing. And so that's why she got fired. And she'll tell you, I got fired because I didn't know who the Kardashians were. She'll tell you in a minute, I got fired. I didn't know who the Kardashians were. And what's funny is Whoopi don't either. If y'all notice, y'all know I watch the show. So if y'all notice, when they get to talking about pop culture, a lot of times Whoopi don't be in that shit. Whoopi be like, well, here go a story. She'll be looking just at her car like this, be like, all right, well, I mean, Sunday night on Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Kim gets a butt lift. Thoughts? Like, that is really how she be talking. She could care less. I think Whoopi's over it. I really do. I think Whoopi's over it, but I also think it's an easy paycheck for her. Whoopi makes a lot of money. She makes a lot of money on The View, and she only works 3 days a week. So, but I do think she's over it. She really, and I think the big reason why Whoopi doesn't care about celebrity gossip is because she's been a victim of a lot of it, whether it's true or not. Y'all don't know. People of my age and young and older, y'all will remember when this happened, but a lot of y'all don't remember this. When Whoopi, back in her, when she was like coming off of The Color Purple, her daughter got pregnant. Her daughter was a teenage mom. Her daughter was like 15 or 16 years old when she got pregnant. And this was back in the day when you had to actually develop your film. You would take, for those of you who don't know, you had these things called cameras, right? And you had to actually take a picture with your camera. It wasn't connected to your phone. It was a separate thing. You would take a picture with the camera, and then you would have to take the film that was inside of the camera to the drugstore, grocery store, the Walmart, wherever. And they used to have an actual photo developing area. Yes, Abby, because some people don't know. Some people don't know. And then you would wait a couple of days for it to be developed, right? And then you would go pick it up. Well, what had happened was, where Whoopi took her film to be developed, it was pictures of her daughter's the baby. It was her grandchild. Her daughter had the baby, and the people at the pharmacist, wherever she had taken her pictures to be developed, had actually sold those pictures to the National Enquirer. So Whoopi, I think, doesn't care a lot about celebrity news because of her experiences with the tabloids and people talking about her life. And I remember she actually sued them. I'm sure she won because that had to be all parts of illegal. What's up, T Lounge? Photomat, the kiosk, the Kodak, all of that, Polaroids, all that stuff, child. Mm-hmm. Yes, Xavier, you had to wait. Now they did eventually develop. They had 24-hour, like some places, like when Walmart and stuff like that, they would have the 24-hour, and you could get it back within 24 hours. But yeah, you had to wait, y'all. And y'all know what's messed up? I still have a couple of rolls of film. Costco still develops 35 millimeter film. I have no idea what's on those rolls of film, and they've been in the container. They're probably still good. I'm like, because I actually did put some stuff in Costco one time to get it developed. Some rolls of film that I had found, and I never went back to pick it up. So I was like, I can only imagine what was on those pictures. Like, I'm like, damn, I wonder what pictures were on those rolls of film that I never went back and picked up. But I have like 3 rolls of 35 millimeter film. I might take it somewhere to get developed and see what, because at this point, if it's any good anymore, I have no idea what's even on the film. Well, the ones that were at the Costco, them things probably been destroyed. I'm sure that was years ago. That was probably, oh God, that was years ago. That was at least 10 years ago. I think I found them when I was moving. I think that was 10 years ago. But the rolls, you know what? I think I'm going to put them, what I need to do is put them in my purse. Because if I put them in my purse and I'm out, then I'll do it while I'm out. But there's some places that you can still do it. You still have a couple of rolls of film too? Yeah. They get rid of the photo center? Okay, then I need to go. You're right. Then I need to hurry up and go do it. But they sent me a letter. They sent me a letter and everything saying, we got your film. We're going to send it back if you don't come pick it up. And it was one of those things where I just didn't, I forgot. And I thought about it like months later. I was like, damn, I never went and got that film. And it makes me wonder like what was on the film. Like I have no idea what was on the film. With the nice word white privilege so they can feel comfortable. Blacks don't need to educate white people on racism. It's woven within them. You keep covering up racism with the nice word white privilege so they can feel comfortable. No, I said that white privilege is a word we use to cover up what racism is. I said that at the beginning. Maybe you didn't hear me say that at the beginning. But I said that we use, when I say we, I don't mean me or you. I mean we as a society use white privilege to cover up that it really is racism. I said that. And that's okay that you feel that way, Regina. I feel differently. I do feel like, because again, I feel like if you don't educate people, how will they ever learn? That's like putting a calculus problem in front of a child and saying, well, you know how to do math, why you can't do this calculus? Well, if nobody ever teaches them and nobody ever shows them, how do they know? And some people might say that that's not the same thing, and that's fine. We don't have to agree, and that's okay. But that's my opinion. That's how I feel about it. I do. But again, I don't feel like every white person who walks up to me and says, teach me about racism. No, I don't feel that. But I do feel like in the right environments with a sincere heart, I do think that there's a conversation that should be had. That's just my opinion. Yeah, remember when they put the dates on the bottom of the Polaroid so you knew what the date and time? Mm-hmm. That's why I don't care for Sharon Osborne there's a Google use it. Yeah. I mean, a lot of people don't agree with me about that, and that's fine. I get it. I understand. There are still a few places that do develop, but it's a lot longer, and it's probably more expensive too. I'm sure at this point it's expensive as hell to get pictures developed. Exactly, Xavier. That's part of, I agree, El Teddy. That's part of the problem, I would say, with our society is that You guys have gotten used to a microwave society. Y'all don't wait for anything. You don't want to wait for anything. You are impatient. And that's the problem. I feel like that's part of our problem with society with this new generation. Anything. You think everything is supposed to be given to you when you're ready for it and giving it to you now, whether you're ready. I should say whether you're ready for it or not. And I've said that where you guys have never had to really use patience. Like even something as simple as going and getting something on VHS. Like I remember, y'all tell me in the chat, I'm about to get off here in a few minutes, but y'all tell me in the chat, remember having to go to Earl's or Blockbuster on the weekends? That was a weekend thing. Going and getting VHS tapes and having movies for the weekend, that was a weekend thing. I know for my house it was. We didn't get together in the middle of we couldn't just go on Netflix and go find anything we ever wanted to see. If you ain't catch it the first time, oh well. You better go on back and get it again. Hollywood Video, right? Blockbuster, all of that. Amazon did have a lot to do with it, Jason. Because, even going to the store and waiting to get something. Right. I remember that being a Friday afternoon. I remember Friday after school or early Saturday morning because you had to get there early on Friday to get the new releases or they would already be checked out and you would have to wait for somebody to return it. And I remember that being a Friday thing that we would come home from school. And as long as we didn't get in trouble in school that week and we had done our homework, we would go on and then we would probably pick up a pizza or something on the way home. And that would be like our Friday night or weekend, because maybe we didn't watch the movies on Friday, but we watched them on Saturday. And then, you had that 24-hour, you're right, remember to rewind. And then you would take them back. Like, because Xavier, I really thought you was playing at first, but I realized that you probably were serious about having to wait for pictures. Like, yeah, we had to wait for pictures. You would take the picture and you would wait. And like I said, I legit mean, like you would forget what the hell was on the damn, especially if you didn't like put something on it to tell you what it was. You would just put it in and be developed, and it would be like a surprise every time. You'd be like, I wonder what these pictures are. Oh, this is from Disney World. Okay, all right. Because like, especially if you was in my house with my mom, we traveled a lot. And so my mom took a lot of pictures. And sometimes my mother would put in 5 or 6 rolls of film at one time. Child, we never knew what the hell we was picking up. We ain't never know we was picking up. Yeah, I saw that J-Lo and A-Rod broke up. Child, I knew when they postponed the wedding, it wasn't good. Usually when people postpone the wedding, that is usually beginning of the end. Not always, but usually. So when they kept postponing the wedding, child, that's usually, I said, yeah, they just kicking that can down the street. Right, and the wait wasn't a bother. Like that was the expectation. Like you knew you had to wait for shit. Like it just was what it was. You waited. And now that I think about it, you just don't think about them. We don't think about how much stuff we used to really have to wait for. We don't think about it. But we just waited. That was just a part of. He was cheating with the girl from Southern Charm. What? I saw that Ready to Love will be back in April. Lord have mercy. Yeah. Now that I think about it, y'all, when you think about the stuff you had to wait for, I mean, we didn't have self-checkout at the grocery store. Bitch, if the line was long, you either waited or you ain't buy it. We ain't had no self-checkout, okay? What's some other stuff we used to have to wait for, child? Everything. Movies coming out, like I said, streaming services and all that. Child, we ain't have all that. Hell, I remember when we got our first VHS at the house. Like I remember before VHS. I remember when we got our first. Matter of fact, we had a Betamax and then we had a VHS. I mean VCR. So I remember what life was like before that. Before you could tape stuff and DVR stuff, shit, you caught it when it came on, and if you ain't see it, you just had to let your friends tell you about it the next day. You had to sit through commercials, okay? Wasn't no fast forwarding through no damn commercials. You just sat through the damn commercial. However long the commercial lasted, you just had to sit there and wait for it to go off. Right, couldn't watch a whole season of a show at one time. Well, that's pretty new. That's pretty new. You remember when you got right? I remember we got our first DVD player. I remember my first CD player. I remember my first like I said, our first bag. I remember our first computer. I remember the first computer we got. Right, when the commercials come on, you just had to go get you a snack. Shut the hell up, El Teddy. You just shut the hell up. Well, right. Remember taping songs from the radio? Right. And you had to keep it queued up. You had to wait for that right moment because you had to time it just right between the DJ talking. And you know the DJ, they were trained to talk right up until the beginning of the song. So you had to be ready. You had to have your finger on the trigger, honey, and be like, click up, and just wait. Well, my family didn't get a VHS in 1977, Jason, but I'm saying I remember when we got our first VHS, though. It wasn't 1977. We wasn't on the front lines, okay? I remember cable, when cable first came out. I remember when cable first came out. Shut up, Elta. And again, when I say first came out, I don't mean invented. I mean open to the masses where like the majority of me and my friends were getting it. Because cable existed in the early 70s, late 60s. But I'm talking about where we could get it reasonably priced. Where my mama was like, okay, I guess we go ahead and get the HBO. You know what I'm saying? Rotary phone. Y'all remember call waiting? Remember who remembers getting call waiting? Who remembers before? And if you call somebody and the line was just busy, damn it, it was just busy. You just had to wait for somebody to get off the phone. Remember when y'all got y'all for TV? I don't know what that means. I remember HBO, Spectrum. Remember Super TV? Y'all remember Super TV? I remember Super TV. I remember when TV used to go off at night too. Yes, honey. Star 69 and Star 67. Yes. Remember when y'all first got three-way calling and y'all used to set up y'all friends on the phone all the time? Dial-up internet. Yes, honey. Yes. Answering machines and phone booths. Yes. That American flag would be on the screen and then it would go to snow. Yep, you could call 411 for directions. Yep. Remember you used to call the time? What was the number for the time, y'all? Patty Duke, you live in my area. What was the number you could call for the time? It was like you could call for the time, you could call for the weather. Oh, I don't remember that. You used to have a special cable for Disney Channel. I remember that. Carrot Top dialing down the center. Right. Had to keep 25 cents in your pocket for that payphone. That's it, Patty Duke. 844. I remember the 2525. I remember the 2525. Yes, y'all remember every Sunday. I didn't care nothing about the Sunday paper. All I wanted to see was that TV guide. And I would outline. I would go through the whole TV guide day by day. And I would highlight. I've always loved TV. I would highlight the shows that I was going to watch for the week. Remember the Sunday night movies and the Monday night movies, child? I would go through the TV guide every Sunday and I would highlight the shows that I was going to watch for the week. And that way I knew what time they came on. Yeah. If you had cable, that was the house everybody wanted to go to. The people's house who had cable, child. See, you too, Red Lipstick Club? I sure did. I would go through everything and highlight the shows I was going to watch for the day. Yep, and read the funnies. Yep. Read the funny paper. The comics. Yep. The JCPenney catalog. I remember the Toys R Us catalog that used to come every year around October, November, and you would go through it and talk about all the toys you was getting for Christmas, and you ain't getting none of them bitches. Hey, Miss Honey. What's up, boo? Did I see Tabitha come in here too? I don't know if I said hi or not. Hey, what's up, Tabitha? And right, cable box had A, B, or C. Yep, I remember that. Yep, the sale paper. See, y'all, okay, so y'all, yeah, cliffhangers, you had to wait. Yes, you would get that cliffhanger in April, and bitch, remember all summer long, we were trying to figure out who shot JR's ass. I remember that. Y'all remember that? Trying to figure out who shot JR. Well, I went to Catholic school, so I ain't never go school shopping. It was go get fitted for your new uniform, child. How much did you grow from last year? Lord, not the car catalog down to the library, honey. Yes, honey, the car catalog down to the library. Mid-season, right. Right now we got mid-season finales. What the hell is a mid-season finale? Girl, Cameron, tell your daddy to get rid of, tell your daddy throw them things away. That's a fire hazard. Right. Back when you used to, remember y'all they used to measure your foot when you went down to the stride, right? And they would measure your foot. So they would know exactly which shoe to go get you. I remember that. I think we went to Flynn, O Street. I think we went to Flynn. But don't quote me on that, child. But yeah, I remember having to go to this place to get my uniforms, child. Now they sell the uniforms at the regular stores because so many kids wear uniforms because a lot of public schools wear uniforms. But back in the day, we had to go to certain stores to get our uniforms. Yep, they used to wear suits and they used to measure your foot. Every time you went in the shoe store, they always measured your foot. I remember that. They always measured your foot. You don't need this walk down memory lane. Sorry. I'm about to get off here anyway. I don't even know how we got off on this walk down. Oh, because we were talking about pictures. We were talking about Whoopi Goldberg and them pictures. That's how we got off on here, child. Listen, I thought it was Sue Ellen, but it wasn't Sue Ellen. Who shot JR, y'all? I thought it was Sue Ellen. But I think y'all told me, we had this conversation a few months ago, and I think y'all told me I was wrong. You still got about 3. You know what? Tracy, I just threw away all of my VHS tapes maybe a year ago. It was before pandemic, but not, I think like the summer before the pandemic. I literally just threw away all of my VHS tapes. Right, they had a Who Shot Mr. Burns as a spoof. Mm-hmm. Bing Crosby's daughter. Sue Ellen's sister. Okay. I'm sure you did, El Teddy. I am sure you did. You know what, DC? I'm not doing that with you. DC said, I just want to know who shot Biggie and Tupac. Forget JR. Okay. Don't throw them away. Oh, well, they gone. I'm sorry, they gone. I threw them all away. Because you know what? I'm going to say this and then I'm going to get off here. I get into my moods where I'm just ready to clean, just clean. And if I'm in one of those moods, and I was in one of those moods that day, I was looking, because I had a bunch of and I didn't have a whole lot anymore, but I had a bunch of VHS tapes that I had been holding on to, and I put them all one day. I just put them all in a garbage bag and I threw them away. Oh well, that's money I missed out on. I'm sure that there's a nostalgia place for them and all of that, but I didn't even look into it. Because you know what I find? Because I've done that with my CDs. You don't get now I don't know what your aunts got. Maybe your aunts had different movies or whatever, but you don't really get no whole lot of money. Like, you go through all of this, you pack that stuff up, you take it somewhere. And I've done that before with CDs. I've done it before with books. And don't nobody really, and maybe I'm going to the wrong places, but ain't nobody really trying to pay you nothing. Now, like I said, I might be going to the wrong places, y'all, but I have done it before. I just didn't get a whole lot of money out of it. So I was just like, Now, I do still have my albums. I have all of my albums. I didn't get rid of none of my vinyl. I used to read the encyclopedias. And again, I don't know who knows what an encyclopedia is, but I used to read the encyclopedias. Yeah, now I didn't get rid of none of my vinyl. And I still got all my DVD. I told you I haven't thrown away my DVDs. But the VHS tapes, I did. And again, it was recently. It wasn't even a long time ago. It really wasn't. Like I said, it was less than 2 years ago that I threw all that stuff away. And I do still have some of my VHS. Like I have like some of my VHS tapes I do still have. But like a lot of the like, you know, like I had stuff like the NBA Finals because I was a Pistons fan. So I had like the NBA Finals when the Pistons went to the NBA. I mean, went to the finals and won. I'm never watching that again. You know what I mean? Like I had like old Grammy performances. I'm not watching that shit again. It's probably on YouTube if I want to find it. I'm sure I can find it on YouTube. Let's be clear. And here's the thing. I still have a VCR. I still have a VCR and it works. It's nothing wrong with it. I just never use it. Yep, I was a Pistons fan. You know what? I did the same thing with my cassette tapes, Jason. I did the same thing. One day, I just threw away all my cassette tapes because I have all of my cassettes. I have the cassette tapes I have. I got all of them on CDs. Now, I have not thrown away my CDs. My DVDs and my CDs, I still have. But I threw away all of my all of them. I'm not a Detroit Pistons fan anymore. I grew up a Detroit Pistons fan, but when they dismantled the team and after Chuck Daly died, I wasn't. So that's when I started. That's when I became a Celtics fan. I'm a Celtics fan now. But I grew up a Pistons fan because I loved Isaiah Thomas and all of that. And my dad has a turntable that you can make the album a CD. Or upload the album into, like my dad can upload albums into his albums into his his Apple Music. We got him that for because my dad, you talking about have albums. My dad's got hundreds of albums. All right, y'all got ready to get off of here. I am literally going to be back at 7 o'clock. I went from 1 to 1 to 1, but I'm literally going to be back at 7 o'clock with my RuPaul panel, and we will be talking on all things RuPaul season 13. So join us back here at 7 o'clock if you're into RuPaul. We'll be back here in about 15 minutes to talk about all things RuPaul. This was a great conversation. We started off with me cussing out Sharon Osborne, and we ended up talking about the good old days. So that was a good place for us to end. I dropped my Avon link as always. Y'all check out the Avon. Y'all go see what's new there, and y'all can check out. It's always some good stuff. I had ordered me some perfume I was going to share with y'all, but I accidentally sent it to Quintessential, so I had to order me some more perfume, child. But I will see y'all later. I will see y'all here. Peace. Y'all have a good weekend if I don't see y'all before that. Bye.